Greetings, fellow Earthlings. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of And Another Thing with Dave. I want to thank all of our listeners from all over the world. Please do subscribe and share if you're not already. All right, let's get into it.
And that's a powerful piece of information there, the business checking account. And it's super easy. You can just go online and look up, register a business in your county, type in your county on Google, register a business for me, Sonoma County, California. And it tells you the 3 steps, how you got to do it, all like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I want to say this too. I know we got like 9 messages real quick. And I'm going to give like 3 examples and something for myself. And like I was talking about the profit and stuff. So you may probably, I'm not sure if you heard of the profit first method, where you, now I spoke about like the 5% to 10%, but you also have option like 25% owner's pay, 50% operation expense, 15% taxes, 10% profit. So, for example, if you have $3,000, and this is something I had to I'm figuring out, and I figured out a little bit. You got $3,000. You take 7% from that $3,000 for innovation. Investments to grow and stuff. So you put $1,140 into tax bank account. So that's for taxes. Then you take the $450 into operational, and that's 15%. And then $300 into savings, that's 10%. $210, I think it's $210, yeah. Into innovation, that's 77%. So that's like $900 left with 30% from profit. So you write that off. And then you also got to think about the deductions plus the credit that allocates how much you pay in taxes. Now, that's just an example. I know I didn't really go into depth with it, but I want to give that one example. So another example, and it's my last one. Say if you assume you pay 20%. Because first of all, this is not speaking for employees, because employees you're paying up to 35%. Or right. It could be more. But
25 to 35,
yeah.
Yep.
So, say if you assume that you, as a business person, you pay tax 20%. So if you have $100 real revenue that came in, you were incurred $50 worth of expenses. You are paid 20% tax on the $50 that's left, which goes into your profit and owner's pay. So then tax due is 20% of $50, and that equals $10. Then you balance in tax reserve, which would be $15. So, for example, if the 15% of real revenue is a target allocation percentage for your taxes and stuff, that would help you cover both your business profit and your personal, which is your owner's pay that I talked about. So that's a tax obligation.
Right.
So yeah, if you follow, like you have your own method, but if you follow like the profit first method, it will. And if you could YouTube it, you could probably have a better understanding. Just me talking and telling you, and you probably confused because I was confused, and I'm somewhat still learning myself. But that's how you figure out how much you want to pay yourself as a business owner to stay afloat. So.
Absolutely, and it's brilliant, right? And because you think about it, like, if you don't pay yourself first, then all these expenses come and you never pay yourself. So you got to pay yourself first. And like a lot of things, like instead of setting money aside, and once again, don't take I'm not an investment, I'm not a financial advisor, but a friend of mine was telling me about, and it was like a cash interest account that he has that pays him a monthly dividend. So instead of keeping his tax money in the bank, just sitting there, he puts it in this investment account that pays him a dividend every month. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the year, then he takes that money and pays his taxes with it. But he's investing it, and it's working for him throughout the whole year up until tax day. So there's so many little tricks like that. But man, yeah, I appreciate you mentioning that profit first method. I'm gonna study up on that for sure, because that sounds like the bee's knees right there.
Sounds good. Like, let's get these 9+ messages. All right.
Let's do it.
Hey, that's my job. I'm the poet here. Get off my stick, damn it.
Who was doing poetry?
Anyway, I was quiet until you said that. And another thing,
What did I say?
poetry is my job. I am not resigning, and I am going to leave it at that. And I am just walking through the front door back to my house. So it is freaking windy out there, and I have to turn around and go back out in this wind to grab something to eat because there ain't crap in here at all to eat or drink. So I hate this weather.
Well, I wouldn't suggest eating crap anyway. Never been a fan of it. But no, May, I'm not stealing your job. She's May the poet, and her thing is you could give her three words and she'll do a poem for you live. Bam. I can't roll like that. I got to sit down with cups and cups and cups of coffee and a notepad.
Nah, not cups of coffee. I start getting cramps and stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But
exactly. You gotta wait till that pain kicks in, and then the inspiration comes right after that.
Do you want to know what's funny about this podcast or whatever? Is I have business ideas, good business ideas that I work on or whatever that I've tried in the past, and everybody makes fun of me, but everybody on here, I don't think they have any business ideas. Basically, their only business is to make more people. That's it. That's what your business is, people making. Seriously, with the people who can actually generate money like me, you fucking ridicule me and call me names and shit and come up with the coronavirus and all this other stupid bullshit because you're jealous that like I have these ideas or something. I don't know what to say.
Wokistan, appreciate you, man. What is your business? I'm inspired by people that are creative and have ideas. I don't know if you just tuned in recently, but yeah, I hear a lot. I think 90% of people talking about entrepreneurialism and stuff are just, these like videos on YouTube and stuff where you're like, look at my $1 million mansion, look at the car I drive, and none of it's theirs, right? They leased it for the day. And,
or it's Airbnb.
Or it's an Airbnb, right, that they got for the weekend as a business write-off. And they're like, sign up for my new method. Sign up for my free webinar. And then after the free webinar, either buy my book or buy my course, right? You've seen that whole thing. Hi, I'm Caleb. And he's walking backwards through his mansion, filming himself. Look at my swimming pool. Look at my car. Look at my $10 million house. None of it's mine. Pay me. Yeah, so those people are scam artists. But when people are talking about what they're doing or like, not asking you to sign up for an email thing, then I tend to listen more. As soon as you start asking for my email and phone number, I'm like, I know where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Right.
The word learn has the word earn in it. So if you learning, you got to learn something before you can earn. And also, there's this website called Lynda. You got YouTube, Google, Udemy. It's another one I be on too. Forgot what it's called. Forgot the third one. But there's a lot of apps and online resources, whether they pay or they free. There's a lot of resources out there where they could teach you things. Like, cause there's already people out there that's already doing it. So there's somebody out there that's really want to teach you some shit, whether they want to charge you or not. And a lot of these courses ain't that expensive. It's just people not taking the time out to just pay for it. If somebody charging you $500, shit, imagine what that person had to go through. They probably had to go to college. They probably had to pay $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 for school. But they charging you $500, so you getting a discount. You feel me? And I feel like that's really interesting.
Thank you. Wise fool. Boom. You just kind of brought up. So my new business plan is to become a consultant to help people with their audio quality and help them pimp their podcast, right? So I studied audio engineering, sang in bands for a year. So now that I had the idea, I'm thinking, oh shit, I got that experience. I got that experience, right? I studied voiceover. I know a bunch about microphones. I used to have 20 different microphones. I probably still have more than 10. And I'm just interested in it, right? So like I want to know what new gear comes out. So all of a sudden I'm like, after I'm doing this work for my podcast, I start thinking and talking to a couple people, and it became obvious that not a lot of people know all this stuff. And I'm like, oh man, there's a business idea right there. And one of the keys, I didn't make this up, but somebody said the key to a good business idea is figure out how to solve a problem, right? If you can have a solution to a problem, then it's a shoo-in because you got an answer. So I'm hearing all these people who have really good podcasts, like really good information, but it sounds horrible or something because maybe they're on their phone or they're in their car or whatever. A lot of people just don't think about the audio angle of it. So yeah.
And it also
ideas.
I want to also say this, piggyback off the whys, and then I want to give credit where credit's due. When you hear the word learn, he said it has the word earn in it, but it also has the word ear in it. So you need your ear to learn as well and listen. So I want to give a shout out to Puddles Flo. She stated that, and
that is so dope.
And I also want to say this too: if you're not learning, you're not growing. So you can also earn, yes, but I said this in my other podcast as well, where sometimes I may share my knowledge or what I'm implementing in my business, but I'm also sliding in other people's podcasts and listening, with the ear at times, and don't say anything. I shout them out, but I also listen because sometimes it's best to listen and get the feedback and before you open your mouth and always giving some type of feedback yourself, if that makes sense. So sometimes it's okay to be quiet. Sometimes it's okay to be quiet.
Totally, so, right? Yeah. And this one quote I've heard is, you got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Use them in that ratio. Listen twice as much as you talk. And, you get a lot of people on stereo that'll pop in and be like, hey, what are you guys talking about? And that's like a prime example. If you would just chill for a minute, 5-10 minutes, you would know what we're talking about. But, right? Yeah, so I like to do that. Exactly. A lot of times I'll just cruise through. I won't even say, sometimes I'll give a shout out, hey, just showing some love. Sometimes I won't even do that. I just want to listen to what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Like the radio, like I'm listening to the radio in the background or something. Yeah. But hey, Crystal, much love, man. I'm really enjoying this. Much love to you.
I appreciate you. Thank you for actually coming up with this idea, this profit over paycheck, money over the clock, bag over the clock. But I have a question. What do you use for your, because I don't know if you have headphones, so what is it, what's best quality-wise? I have a Bluetooth, but I notice with my Bluetooth, when I do go live, it sounds like I'm screaming sometimes. But
yeah, I wouldn't recommend Bluetooth. Because I would go with something with a cord, just because sometimes the Bluetooth goes, even if it's working at its best, sometimes the signal breaks in and out.
Yes. Okay. So I knew I wasn't tripping. For those who've been going on my live, that is the excuse. I knew it. Because I'm like, hold up. If I turn, this is why I don't have it on now. But, I've learned that was the issue the whole time. And I'm like, yo, my service, my bars is like 4 or 5. Why am I going in and out?
So. Yeah, that's got to be the Bluetooth angle. I just went to Best Buy yesterday, and I got these dope Sony headphones for $10. Sony MDR ZX110.
Hold up. Let me put that down. Hold on.
And they fold even. Sony MDR
Sony MDR
dash ZX 110. They were like $10 at Best Buy, and they fold. Don't get the noise canceling ones though, because those might mess up, right? Don't get noise canceling, and you don't want to get ones with like big bass or anything like that change the sound. Yeah, so just get these ones they're good quality and pretty cheap. $10, hard to beat.
I bet. So I'm not seeing. Well, I gotta check for Best Buy, but I see Target. No, Office Depot has for $14.99. All right, we get off topic, but I see it. I'm gonna get something like that because I feel like that needs to be fixed. Like you said, the audio when you do podcasts needs to be great. People don't want to hear all the extra background noise like you may hear with the kids running around in my apartment complex, unfortunately. But
Well, and it all depends. Like like people are saying, it to each their own, right? But for me, I consider myself like an audiophile, so I kind of tweak on weird stuff like that, right? But I also want to be able to use it for a business, right? Like some of these podcasts, I want to be able to take it, download it from here, clean up the audio a little bit, edit it, and then upload it to my podcast and to YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So totally. So I could talk with you offline and let you know what I've found out thus far. And for anybody else listening, I would be happy to help you for a nominal fee. For you, Crystal, it's free.
Hey, it's who you know.
Hey.
That's what
networking.
I appreciate it. All right, let's get these messages.
I would like to say hello to and another thing, and I am Crystal. I hope you're both well, having a mitzvah of a day, of course.
Melvin Spiel, he is phenomenal. That gentleman is so talented. People go up on the top left, where it says live. Tap on that number 14. That's how many people are in here right now, and then that'll show you the people that are in here. And when somebody leaves a message that you appreciate, you can follow that person. And Melvin Spiel is one talented mofo. Let me tell you right now, you should follow that guy. He will make you laugh, and he will bring joy to your life. Multi-talented musician, comedian. Yeah, just a mitzvah of a guy. I'm not sure if I'm using that word right, but anyway, love you, Melvin. Thank you.
Yeah, so Linda and Udemy, there's some very good apps. You could go on your app store and download those. They got courses on finances, accounting, management, philosophy. Like it just ranges from different categories. And you could basically learn anything up there on those two websites. And it's a third website, but probably going through the app store and looking at those two, you probably run into the one I'm talking about. Yeah, they dope. You got people charging you $30, $50, $100, $200 for a course, and they took years of experience and training just to even acquire that skill. So you get it for a discount. So we got to utilize that as well.
Brilliant. Yeah, exactly. We have so many resources at our fingertips these days due to technology. And a lot of times people are willing to give away, that's a great deal for $200. And like he said, somebody spent their money. Maybe they spent a lot of time researching, or they spent money actually going to school on this. So, you're able to gain their knowledge. Like that's what I'm trying to do with the audio thing, is save people instead of having to go through 52, 80, 100 different videos. I've already done that. Mm-hmm. So, and there's other people doing that with finance and relationships, whatever, you name it. There's somebody that you could learn from about whatever you need or want to learn. So definitely YouTube University, or like he just said, that U2Me, that app. Yeah, absolutely. The Wise Fool dropping knowledge. Appreciate it.
Just be quiet.
Oh, I got him. I got him. Bye. Go play with your mom, kid.
I'm employed, but I have $1,000 in my hand. I was wondering if you guys have any idea on how to spend it with regards to investment. Thanks.
Spend what?
Said he's got $1,000 and he's wondering how to spend it or invest it. Yeah, we're not financial advisors, so I would be, and if I'd be careful. If you only have 1,000, make sure that you got a cushion in case any emergency happens, right? I've heard this statistic recently, which is kind of scary, that your average American doesn't have $400 in the bank for an emergency. So, first and foremost, make sure you got a little cushion in case, some adversity happens, because life happens, right?
Yeah, I want to say something on that too. Go ahead. Before we play the message.
No,
go ahead.
I'm done.
Also, just to give a little bit, because I spoke about this on my other podcast as well, but, like you said, make sure you have a cushion, but also make sure are you ready to start investing? You got $1,000. Okay. Is everything else paid for? Is this something, if you lose it, you okay, that's my last type of income? Determine what type of business to start. Are you actually trying to do this as a hobby or do this as a business. There's a difference. So what is it that we need now in 2021? It's Rona time. I'm not sure how it is in your country or your state or wherever you are in this world, but you got to figure out also what is it that's like needed. You know, a lot of things going online. A lot of things is trying to be less interaction now. So you got to think about what type of business model that you're trying to implement into whatever passion you may have, if you have a passion. That's why I say if it's a hobby or just something, or is it actual business. So there's a lot of ways you can do that. I'm not going to go into depth, but like my host Dave said, you know, you got to figure it out on your own, but do research as well and figure out what is it that you're trying to get into. Okay, so
very well put. Very well put, Crystal. What she said.
Yeah. Fact.
Fact.
And my father, he taught me that nothing is too expensive or nothing too cheap. It's either you got it or you don't got it. You feel me? And he said, don't worry about nobody else's. He said, move at your own pace. Don't worry about moving slow. Don't worry about moving fast. Because you got people that's moving faster than you and slower than you, so you always going to be stuck in the middle. So don't even compare yourself to anybody else. You know, you could be motivated by somebody else. You feel me? Whether they moving slow or fast, but
yes, sir.
Don't use your situation as if it's their situation. You feel me? Their situation is not your situation, so you got to move at your own pace, and you know things gonna work out. You know, because you know I feel like if you compete with other people, then you're more likely to lose. You feel me? But if you compete with yourself and you're learning about what somebody else is doing and how they doing it is not competing, just you trying to learn. Like you know, like I said, you got to learn before you can earn. So that process is competing in itself.
So well put. Yeah, exactly. Challenge yourself. You know, compete with yourself. Be better tomorrow than you were today. And I'm talking to myself when I say this. I'm not preaching to anybody, right? But I try to be a better person than I was yesterday. Like one thing that really inspired me was Elon Musk, man. I was listening to this interview. He was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he was talking about, you know, Joe Rogan's like, man, I hear you work just crazy hours. He's like, yeah, I work 100 hours a week. This man's a billionaire. He doesn't have to work at all, but he's crazy driven inventor, creative type, right? So he's like an Einstein of our generation, this guy. So he's working 100 hours a week. Here's his logic. He said, well, if my competitor is working 40 hours a week, I'm not even happy doubling that. I want to work, yeah. If they're putting in 40 hours, I'm putting in 100. So he's going to do in 1 year what it's going to take them 2.5 years to do. So that's crazy level of motivation, right? And you can't, that's not sustainable forever, right? You'd burn yourself out. But he's doing it with a goal in mind of, you know, and he did it. He got a contract with NASA for SpaceX. You know, he's set now. So now he probably doesn't have to do that 100 hours a week, but he did it, and it got him there. He surpassed Bezos as the richest man in the world. So that's pretty crazy. 100 hours a week, though, man.
And this is the last thing I wanted to say before I call my girl and shit. I used to meditate. Well, I still meditate, but I used to meditate on this thought, like, because I used to always think shit was hard. You know, when it comes to a situation I wanted to do, then I realized nothing is really hard. Cause when you meditate on it, it's your thinking that's hard that makes it hard. If that makes sense, you know. So it's like it's so easy for you to think it's hard. That's why it's hard. But if you apply that same method and say, you know what, it's easy for me to do this, then it will be easier for you to do it and acquire that skill or knowledge to do it. But once you say, I can't do it because it's hard, then it's going to become hard. And now you have no access to the knowledge.
Bam. He reminded me of an awesome quote. Whether you say you can or you can't, you're right. It's what you tell yourself. Right? Yeah. So if you tell yourself you can't, then you can't. So don't Don't do that. No negative self-talk.
I want to give a shout out to And Another Thing, aka Dave, because I found it for $7.99 Best Buy.
Oh, sick. But $7.99. Damn, yes. You got $3 cheaper than me.
You already know. I always be trying to find a deal. But and also I want to give a shout out to the audience that's been rocking us from the beginning as well. Still, I just want to give a statistics right now of what we have. Okay, total listeners 242. Peaked at 25. We've been on for an hour and 28 minutes, and right now we have 12 listeners. But shout out to those who actually is chiming in and engaging. And we want to know, I want you to tell us, hey, even if you have a 9 to 5, even if you have a business, but we're talking about profit over paycheck. What do you think about that? The bag versus the clock. And just give us some feedback on your experience, what your, when you were a 9 to 5 worker, how you are now as a business or vice versa, whatever. Just, engage with us, and we appreciate that.
Yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate you all being here. You could be anywhere, but you're right here right now. Also, if you didn't know, if you hit those hand buttons right there, clap it up, just play that shit like a snare drum real quick. That triggers the algorithm to tell stereo that you guys are enjoying the conversation, and then they'll send more people to the conversation, and always makes for a more dynamic conversation that way. So, FYI. Yeah, you want to hit that next one?
So you got to realize that the things that is hard in your life is not because it's hard, it's because you just don't know it. And it's okay not knowing, because what can you do about it? You feel me? So I think you got to be like real. You got to come to like reality and say, you know what? I just don't know it. That's why it's hard, So let me throw that thinking out the window and saying that it's hard, and just say, you know what? It's actually easy, because now I have access, and I have awareness that I know I don't know it. You feel me? So now I have a chance to know it. So now it becomes easy, because now you made the first step into your thinking process to follow up on that thing that you didn't know. You feel me? So nothing is really hard. It's just you don't know it, and you can't do nothing about it but do the education, do the research. Nothing is hard. It's the thinking that's hard, but make it easy.
That's it. The wise fool, man. Sounds like you. It sounds like you had a wise father, man. That's awesome. He sounds like a cool man. Some very cool lessons he taught you, man. That's dope. You sound like a younger dude, but you sound very, very wise. So I'm impressed, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys have a good day. I'm gonna call my girl, and I'm gonna finish our show. I don't know if y'all still gonna be up here after I get off the phone with her, but if y'all is off, then I'm gonna just replay the podcast. So y'all have a good day, and thank you for having this talk.
Hey, appreciate you. Thank you, man. Much love.
Thank you.
Yeah, he was awesome.
For any good business or any good business idea, you need to be able to add value to the marketplace. If you can't add value to the marketplace and actually elevate other people and the standard that they're living in, it's not going to be successful. Regardless if it's real estate or whatever you do, if you're not adding value, you won't make it.
Yeah, I agree. That's a very valuable point. Like when I was doing real estate, one of the things they taught you is come up with your value statement. What makes you valuable? What makes you unique compared to the 80 other real estate agents in my same office, right? So that's a powerful thing, what he just said right there. Yeah, what he said. Yeah.
Crazy, because he's also a realtor, father, and entrepreneur. He also lives in Canada. So shout out to Canadians, as well as everybody around the world that's chiming in. Appreciate you.
Shout out to the Canadians,
I am Crystal. I'm actually happy you said that, because listen have the same letters as silent. Now, when you listen and you're silent, you could also write a list, because list is also in the word listen and silent. When you list the things that you want and you list the things that you are actually wanting to achieve, you are silent. And when you are silent, you have the ability to listen to what you really need to listen to.
Puddles.
Puddles
Like,
flow. Damn, that was deep, wasn't it? Wow. I'm
yeah,
getting
she
all
always
these.
come with that.
So
Now,
I'm writing
anyway.
this one down too, because the one you said, learn. Oh my God, there's ear and earn within the word learn. Oh my God, I got a T-shirt design right there. Bam.
There you go.
Now I'm
Idea.
writing. Now I'm writing down listen, because that's crazy. Okay. Silent. Wow. Okay.
So we gonna ask for that cut, that profit cut. You know, when you start making money on the low on the side.
That's it. That's it. A rising sea lifts all boats. That's it. We're in it together.
Yeah.
Birth of beats.
Something
Hey
about
guys,
beats.
it's me again. I just want to say thank you for the advice, and also thank you that you are a source of inspiration for a lot of people who wish to gain financial freedom.
I
Thank you,
appreciate
brother.
you
Appreciate
coming
you
through.
for sure. Thank you for the kind comment.
Going back to that thing that another thing said about just sitting back and listening, taking in the information around you. This is my third show listening to featuring him, and I'd have to say so far he's put out some of the best information that I've heard as far as finances, business, and entrepreneurship goes. So I'd like to just take a moment to say thank you for putting the info out there for all of us.
Shout out to Jay.
Wow. Thank you so much. I'm going to save that comment. You just warmed my heart, brother. Wow. Appreciate you. Thank you.
You need a tissue, Dave? You need a tissue?
Yeah, I don't usually get tongue-tied, but I'm all tongue-tied right now. And as you've heard, I'm a rambling, babbling idiot most of the time. So, I don't get tongue-tied much.
You got people cracking
me. You know what I mean? I talk a lot.
Yeah.
So it's rare that I get tongue-tied. So, yeah, that messed me up a lot. I got to get better at taking compliments. I don't do it so well. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
What's going on, everybody? Straight Talk here. Just checking in, hoping everybody's Monday is going well. Love this topic, profit over wages, over paychecks. As always, I'm a big personal development fan. Jim Rohn, the grandfather of personal development, I learned years ago from him, profits is better than wages. Wages will make you a living, but in this capitalistic society, profits is what's going to bring you the financial security. So profits always outweighs just getting, just regular paychecks. Always.
Yeah, I mean, you look at any of the families, the richest families, right? Like the Vanderbilts, the Rockefellers, the big ballers from like the 20s who still are just living off of big family money, right? They're living off of their investments, right? Some of these people, like Paris Hilton, I don't think she might have had some endorsements, but I don't think she's ever had like a job, right? Her dad's just filthy, filthy, filthy rich and living off of investments and royalties. So that's how they roll, so the key to getting anywhere close to that is having your money work for you when you're sleeping, the passive income stream,
Yeah. Now, do you feel like you would ever leave your 9 to 5, or are you staying there for the benefits purposes, like most people are?
Me personally? No, I don't have a 9 to 5. I'm just finished up getting certified for this mobile loan signing gig. So it's, I'll be a sole proprietorship. And I'll loan documents from the escrow company to them and then mail them back. So it can be full-time or it can be side hustle because it's all, you schedule it out yourself. So there's no employer. You work with either real estate agents, mortgage people, lenders, or, title companies. So I'm going to be doing that and trying to step up my voiceover game, get together. I started taking lessons, and now my next goal is to put together a voiceover demo so I can actually apply for like commercial gigs and stuff.
Yeah. So, wait.
This might be random, but I just want to know your thoughts on the cryptocurrency, like Ethereum.
It's crazy.
Man.
Everybody comes in and want to talk about crypto, and not knocking that, but there's always someone. There's always that one.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I don't know anything about crypto, but I heard something that scared me yet last night, and somebody who knows a lot about a lot of things was saying that Bitcoin is basically the elite. It's an elite trick to suck a bunch of money out. So they were saying, and once again I'm just repeating what I heard, but this was a pretty knowledgeable source that was saying Bitcoin's going to tank in the near future. That cryptocurrency of some sort will be our future, but who knows which one it'll be. And so it's like the wild, wild west right now. Any one of them could be the one that takes over, and any one of them could be a scam or tanking. And oh my God, be careful here. So there's a guy. This guy just he did a show last night on stereo about this. There's some guy who's going around talking up Bitcoin, and I'm not going to say any names or anything because, whatever. I don't want to get banned for hating on somebody without verifying anything, but I'm just throwing a warning out there. There's somebody on stereo that's talking up Bitcoin, and they're trying to get you to go to a YouTube channel or whatever. But if you go there, it's a hack, and all of a sudden it gets access to all of your information. And now they're stealing your Bitcoin wallet. So they're offering free information where they teach you about Bitcoin. So it seems legit, but then they tell you to go to a website. Anytime somebody tells you to go to a website, be really, 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 really weary. Why? Why do I need to go to the website?
Especially the link. And not just that, also they can just get you from downloading something, like you said, the link to a website, but downloading with a link that they may send to you through email, through social media. I've received a message. I don't know how I received this message, but the other day someone was like, Amazon, you won the iPod something. I'm like, Amazon's not going to text me that. And I definitely didn't click on it. And you got to be wary of.
Same thing. You just won the iPhone 12. I got the same thing. You just won the iPhone 12.
But you know what? Also with that, because I have done CPA marketing as well, and that basically could be like a CPA marketer who is trying to obtain, your for you to actually put in your email. And for those who don't know what CPA is, it's not the regular like the tax person. It's the cost per action.
Like click per action. Okay.
Yeah, so
shit.
You take an action onto something as far as receiving your email. So say if you won, you could win the iPhone 12 or whatever the highest thing is. And just like, for example, for the ladies who shop at I was just talking about this. I can't think of them. Fashion Nova. Fashion Nova had something, and they created a CPA marketing content around it. And we was collecting leads by their emails. And every lead that you get, you could get like $1 and something, $2 and something. So yeah, people, you don't know what you don't know. So
right.
You might
and then there's a whole business in selling those leads. Like I used to work for a solar company doing sales and office management, and we bought leads for customers, and that's how they got these names and addresses and phone numbers is by setting up some bogus website. And it would be something like California is offering free solar for homeowners. A total lie, total BS. But for more information, give us your email and phone number. And it's all just BS so that they can sell that information. How many times? Who knows? They might sell it 10 times.
I purchased a couple years ago it was a legit company, but it was email, not just email, but your phone number, your address, and stuff, where I can basically do postcards to you. And this is mostly niche targeted people who are looking to start a business, who is in business already, or some type of niche. Maybe you're a consumer or something, and that's where you can do that with the USPS website too. If you have a business one, you can actually use their services where they can narrow down the customers for you based on your radius and stuff, and you can send out postcards like that as well. So everybody does it. Well, a lot of companies do it, and then
Oh my God! So. You just reminded me of a great service. Title companies offer that, and they can filter. They could filter by how long somebody has owned their house. So if somebody's been in their house for 20 years, you know they have a ton of equity, right? They could target by somebody who's just gotten divorced, by so if somebody's been in their house, right, their kids have probably moved away. They've got a ton of equity. They could probably sell that house and downsize because they don't have kids at home anymore, right? So all this information just by, they've had their house for 20 years. So you could do all kinds of stuff. People that have a second house. So now they have a rental property. So if you got a business like that cleaning lady person, you could go to title companies, find everybody who's got a rental property, and you could be their Airbnb cleaner.
Google give it up to you too. Social media, right. Facebook does it. They collect data, just like this content is probably collecting data and storing it. They know your phone number. They know that you're into podcasts. They know different things about you. Now we can target you, and I see because I've done it multiple times, and that's how you become a consumer in one of our businesses or product or service. And this is why you go to different platforms, and then you're like, wait, why did I just see that on Facebook or any social media? It's because we target you. They may have a pixel or something. And that's how we collect data, or that's how they collect data. Let me not associate myself with them because they're the collectors. I'm just painting it.
And it runs deep. It runs deep now. I even did a test where I was like, I was talking about on the phone with a person. I just did this, like electric motorcycle, electric dirt bike, electric motocross. The next day on Facebook, I was getting ads for electric motorcycles. Unreal. So they're even listening to keywords. So technology, man, take advantage of it. Hashtags, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. I apologize. I get carried away.
It's all good.
Hey guys, it's me again. I was just wondering if it's a good idea to spend $1,000 in Bitcoin, considering the fact that it's gone down.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
I don't know much about it, but I think I can do some research.
Do some research, but I would say, man, I've heard some sketchy things, and I heard this thing last night that made me doubt the whole bit. I've doubted it in the back of my mind since the inception because it could just go away tomorrow, and then any money you put in there is just gone. Like, right? There's no FDIC. It's not insured by anybody, right? Like, so it's the wild west of finances. To each their own. I'm just saying, it makes me nervous. Some people are all about it. They're like, oh, I made $200 today or whatever, But did you really, or does it just say that in your wallet? Because unless you have that $200 in your pocket, you didn't really make any money. Some numbers just went up on an app, but is that really money? Can you buy anything with it? Right?
You can. You can.
But
check
this out. Yeah, you can. But this is interesting. I was watching a TED Talk, and they were saying there was recently a Bitcoin seminar for Bitcoin investors, but they wouldn't accept Bitcoin for the tickets. So, but like I said, I don't really know anything about it. It makes me nervous. That's all.
See, look, the key word, you don't know much about it. So when you give people feedback of don't do it, that's something that you haven't conducted a whole research of your own. Yeah. But I say each
do some research. Yeah, do some research.
I'm an investor with Bitcoin. I wouldn't advise you to. I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money, but I'm going to say I wouldn't advise spending $1,000 in all into it. You can actually put it in different things. Not just Bitcoin. So just do your research, and if you feel like that's something you want to do, then move forward. But also protect yourself. There's a Ledger Nano S you could obtain from Amazon or wherever, and actually stored your Bitcoin onto that. It's secured. No one can access but yourself. And that's,
Nice.
you know, you can use that. It's a ledger. There's Nano S, which one of them. It's a wallet, hardware wallet that you can hold on you or collect. Well, keep on you, not hold on you. But a shout out to those who actually invest in themselves. You know, investment is also risky, but you cannot make money if you don't spend money at the end of the day.
That's right. And,
Let me say
the higher
this
the
much
risk,
too.
higher
I've
reward.
learned you can keep your job. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people's jobs are connected to a passion of theirs. Like my daughter, she's a registered nurse in the cardiology in the cardio division. She loves that.
Cool.
That's her passion. She went to school for that.
Yeah.
And so, but in addition to that, you know, she's an independent contractor, and she travels also with her nursing. But then she also invests in stocks, and she's been really, really around some very skilled people, and you know, she's already building a very strong portfolio. So you don't have to leave your job. If your job is something that you love to do, then it's really not a job. It's really not. It's a part of your purpose in life. So you can still have that, because investing is really about employing your money and letting your money work for you. So yeah, I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, yeah, exactly. That quote, if you do what you love and you never work another day in your life. So, yeah, if you love what you're doing 9 to 5, then just, you know, stack that cash, make some cash work for you when you're sleeping. I mean, that's ultimately what we were kind of getting at is, you know, try to get some kind of passive income going. So, props to your daughter.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's cool.
What were you about to say? I cut you off accidentally.
Oh, no big deal. It's all good. No worries.
I've been investing in cryptocurrency for some years now, have a strong portfolio. My mentor, been doing it since, 2013, when nobody was really thinking about it. Here's what I know emphatically about cryptocurrency. I first and foremost, education is important. Very much, it's the main ingredient to it. All right? And there are some courses on Udemy, or if you call it Udemy. There are some very clear courses. There's a company out there called iCoin Pro. It's a network marketing company, but their main thing is the education and training. They've been around for a while now. All right. Education is critical. Hanging around people that live the life. Here's what I know about cryptocurrency. The majority of multimillionaires and billionaires are already invested in it, and they haven't even said anything. I only follow the money, so I don't even get caught up in people who talk stuff like that.
There you go.
Man, I'll tell you what, I have a friend of mine that I know, Larry Beecham, well-known internet marketer, man. And when I learned about CPA marketing some years ago, I'll say back in 2009 when my Lead System Pro came out, man, listen, if you can really hone into that skill right there, listen, it's not even about the sale, it's just about the click. You know what I'm saying? You know, normally, you know, you get paid when somebody buys. But with the CPA marketing, they just got to, as long as they engage, you get paid. And, man, I know so many individuals out there that are affiliate marketers that are making tons of money because they learned the skill and they developed that skill. That's a beautiful skill to have, is that internet marketing skill where you can actually just, you know, really become anonymous and really just make money based off of people's actions.
Straight talk. I would love to learn more from you on that, because I just signed up to become an Amazon affiliate. So, you know, I'm talking about doing this. I'm going to write a book, right? Pimp Your Podcast, and I'm going to start doing consulting and this and that. But part of that is all the gear that I'm going to recommend to people is I'm going to have on my Amazon affiliate link, right? So I would love to pick your brain about that if you'd be cool with that, because it's all new to me.
Well, I want to say this. It's not new to me. I've been doing it since 2012, 13. So I want to have a conversation with you, free talk, and I'm putting you out there. Hopefully you're still listening. We can slide each other. Let me see if you have Instagram. You can message me on Instagram, and we can have a talk on the best time and day to actually talk about this. You're not, you don't have an Instagram that's connected, so you can hit me up on Instagram if you would like. And yeah, let's go from there, because I feel like people have that mindset that, okay, affiliate marketing could be a scam and all that extra stuff. And they don't know that it's not like that, because you think about it, you have affiliate marketing for Best Buy, you have affiliate marketing for Walmart. If you look at the bottom of their screen, you will see affiliate marketing. Amazon, you just stated, this is how a lot of YouTubers actually use those links for you to, they put a special customized link of that product if they recommending or talking about it on a podcast for you to click on it and they get paid. So
And
I
it
would love
doesn't
to have that.
cost the customer anything. You don't pay any more for that product. It's just Best Buy or whoever gives that YouTuber 1% or up to 10% of that purchase price. So it's a win-win for everybody.
And CPA marketing is a different ball game. A lot of people still don't know about that to this day. And for those, I'm just gonna let it. I'm gonna have a conversation. So hopefully, Straight Talk want to talk, and we can just educate those who don't know, and open their minds to a different way to make money out here. Because a lot of people is killing it. You don't even know who the person is on the other side. You don't even have to talk to the customers. All you gotta do is create a website, or you just post something on different platforms like Pinterest or TikTok nowadays. So shout out to those who does it and knows about it. Appreciate that.
Similar to what you were just saying, and another thing, I tested this. I wasn't on the phone. My phone was sitting on the table, and I said, I don't know, something like Apple Macintosh computer, and for the next 2 days, that was all my advertisements. It was Apple or Macintosh computers.
Wow, that's a whole nother level. So his phone's listening. Our phones are all listening to us. He wasn't even on the phone. So your phone is recording you even when you're not using it. That's a whole nother level. Wow. Well, and that brings, so now smart TVs and computers, they could be filming you without even being on. So my smart TV might be recording me right now. The NSA, Edward Snowden, let us know this, that they can, our government can spy on us through our own devices. So they might do that and then sell that information to Google or Facebook or whatever, right?
Yeah. And it's sad. It's scary. I'm I'm looking at my laptop right now. I have I'm not sure if you've ever seen one, but it's called Pick Patch, like PIC Patch. And a lot of people use that when you go into different places where they don't want you filming. Well, not a lot of places. I don't know who. Well, I got this from somewhere, and I just cover up my camera because it's scary. Anybody can hack into your camera. But, yeah, it's like you said, audio is also scary, too. And then that makes you think, because you see different movies, but also I bet you if you Google it or look on YouTube, there's someone posting something about it where people hack into your security cameras and actually see what you're doing. And it's scary that you are basically trusting in these security camera services, and anybody can hack into it. So
yeah, I was about 2 weeks ago. I was on my laptop, and out of nowhere, all of a sudden, the red light on my camera went on. That it, which indicates that it was recording. I didn't touch my camera. I didn't hit record. I was in the middle of a web search, Like, oh snap! Turn off my computer.
Like my location came on. And I'm like, first of all, I did not turn it on while you on. I turned it off real quick, refresh my phone. Like that's that scary stuff. Someone's tracking you, someone's trying to hack and be. And this is where, you gotta figure out. Well, not figure out. This is why you might have. I'm trying to think. Goodness, I'm gonna play this message and let me think because I'm multitasking.
No worries.
Buy that Bitcoin, my friend. Buy that Bitcoin, my friend. If you have any, there's a guy on Facebook, Bitcoin Brandon, a well-known cryptocurrency consultant globally. Buy Bitcoin. You can reach out to him, Bitcoin Brandon on Facebook. Buy as much Bitcoin. Bitcoin ain't going nowhere. A lot of people don't even understand Bitcoin that talk about it. Buy that Bitcoin, my brother. I'm telling you, you won't go wrong. It's the best time to buy it now because it went down. But Bitcoin Brandon, reach out to him. Ask him anything you want to know. Crypto consultant worldwide. He lives the life. I don't listen to people that just talk. I listen to people that live the life. Bitcoin Brandon, check him out. Buy that Bitcoin, my friend.
Yeah, and okay, so this is what I'm about to say. Also, for those who don't know, you can always protect your VPN. Have a VPN service. That's what I have. You can also protect your IP with that. Have a proxy or whatever your email services underneath this. Depending on what company you go with, because that's very important. If you want to basically go on a website anonymously and don't want nobody to know or is tracking you, you can actually get these type of services. And that's just a tip for those who don't know. So.
Yeah, and if you're doing anything financial on the computer, you should do that because there's people, there's people in other countries that got whole warehouses full of people just trying to hack into your shit,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who lost money with Bitcoin, and it was pretty much just because they were scammed.
Yeah, I heard.
Thank you, Crystal. Hey, no knock on the other brother, but see, I hear a lot of guys do that on this app. I'm a crypto investor, have been, like I said, for about 4 years now, right? And I hang around nothing but crypto professional investors. Most people talk from a place of ignorance, and I'm not trying to be condescending, but come on now, even I never do that. I was always taught, it doesn't matter what it is that you're dealing with, know what you know before you start, don't talk from a place of feelings. And a lot of people are listening to people who you may admire and who may have money. People lie all day long. For many years, wealthy people were telling the average person, don't buy Bitcoin or don't get off into crypto. That's because they wanted to be in position first. So when the flood comes, guess what? They will get the overflow. So, hey, do your research, do your due diligence, and then come back.
Yeah, so you might have missed it, but I started off by saying I don't know anything about Bitcoin. So let me reiterate, I don't know anything about Bitcoin. It makes me nervous, and that's all I'm going to say. Because I'm not one of those guys.
Yeah, watch some of his videos with he's kind of a reverse hacker, but he takes hackers, like if a hacker calls saying he's from Microsoft, he'll turn it around on them and uses technology wizardry, and he's hacked into their camera systems. If you Google something like hacking into the hackers' camera systems, this guy hacks into the hackers' security systems overseas and everything, and he pulls up all their cameras and shows their faces when he's saying their names. He gets their usernames, takes over their computers and all that. It's all on YouTube. Awesome. It's amazing. But he's doing it for good. So yeah, just think of all the bad out there that's being done with that technology.
Yeah, that's one. That's one like Robin Hood guy that's doing it for good, right? But exactly, think of all the people who are doing it for money, for profit, for not, to take advantage of poor people. And then thank God for that guy fighting back against those people. Gotta love people like that. He's not getting paid. He's just doing it to do the right thing, So God bless him. Love people like that. Little hero, little active herodom right there, So that's awesome.
Yep. But you know what? It's a lesson learned. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, we actually made it all the way through the messages. That's amazing.
No, yay. I was going to say, it's a lesson learned for the hacker that he was talking about, for these companies to let them know you may create these services, but there's going to be someone smarter than whoever the technology experts are on your team. And they're going to actually find loopholes. And that's good that he's out there actually challenging these people as far as Samsung and iPhones and all this stuff like that. These companies who think they're so brilliant and knows it all, as us consumers, trust them to have security around our technology. So I'm glad that there's people out there that's actually showing the loopholes, because if not, then there's other people that would do bad, like you said, and we would never know. So Shout out to that.
Shout out to the positive hackers. Exactly.
Yeah.
Hacking for love, right? Like there was recently, I think the group Anonymous. I don't know about recently, but like in the last couple of years or something. I remember reading that they hacked into Bank of America's system and basically jacked up their system and just put their computer system on hold so it didn't work for like a whole day. And it cost just not having their computer system up and running cost Bank of America like, tens of millions of dollars. So nobody got hurt, but it was a big FU to some oppressive corporation, so it was pretty cool. Kind of like another Robin Hood type act,
Yeah.
I think one of his main things too, one of his main reasons for doing it is, and I know this because he films their reaction, through their own security cameras, but he's actually had a lot of these hackers crying and saying, I do this because this is how I support my family. Most of them are in third world countries, stuff like that. But he's actually gotten the reactions to where the security cameras have shown these people just quit and walk out. So yeah, good. He's doing a lot of good.
That's awesome. Right. Exactly. Like, that's like how bullies operate. Once you expose a bully, they lose all their power and they shrivel up and shrink away, So same kind of concept, right? Once these people are called out, you put their face on the internet, they don't want to get taken down in some, international sting operation and go to jail for 10 years. They're going to run away and be like, art. And then somebody's not going to lose their life savings. So
there was someone, I can't think of his name, but he actually got caught up. He was like a young, I don't know if he was like 18, 19, if that, early 20s. And it was like at least a team of him. But he didn't give out his team during the time I was reading it. And I'm trying to recall what I was reading, where he targeted these celebrities on on Instagram. He targeted them and he stole a lot of their saving money. Like he actually hacked into their account. But first what he did is hacked into their Instagram. And a lot of people use their same password for Instagram onto like their bank accounts and stuff. And he actually reversed it from scanning through their social media and finding out different tips and, trying to get the passcode or whatever else he did. Yeah. And also now I don't know why people do this. Why do you go you get all this money and then you film it and you go out and you balling out like crazy and you're putting yourself out there in the public's eyes to show that you have all this money.
Come steal from me.
and then no, and this is the hacker that did it. He had a team of people. But my thing is, you didn't start off like that. So now people that know you is question it, and then somebody's gonna tell. And then there's another thing: why people like the person who actually rapped about stealing money from those who gets unemployment. Why would you rap about it? Like you gotta have common sense. Like the lady who actually used glue, to actually
oh God.
Her hair. Like why are y'all doing this?
Right?
Like use your brain cells if there's any left.
Who raised that person? Like, oh my God. I couldn't believe that was a real story, but somebody actually freaking did. Like a couple people now have done that. Because another chick thought it was all like a hoax, so she tried it. Like, oh my God, no, that's like the most hardcore construction glue you could buy. Like, what the hell are you thinking?
This is adults. Like, you would have thought they would have more common sense. You would have thought it would have been children. But no. But, I do appreciate the conversations we had thus far with our audience. Speaking about profits over Paycheck, and I thank you for your time. I'm not sure if you want to talk a bit more or not. Then I know that I'm going to start my day because I also have things to do as well. And I also value your time too. So.
Yeah, no, I think this might be a good time to wrap it. I think we've covered a lot of ground. The messages have kind of eased up, so this might be a perfect time to wrap it. But I would love to do another talk with you sometime. This has been a blast.
Of course. And then also, feel free to slide in the DM like you expressed and share the tips and tricks for the podcast stuff you was going to share with me off the scenes. And
Yeah,
I just
for sure.
appreciate you as an individual who likes to speak about things like this. We don't really have that many conversations on stereo that I've came across that intrigues me. And no, that's no shot. I'm not no shots fired at the other people who actually talk about business.
No. Totally.
And they might say the same thing about me, but whatever. But what I'm basically saying is, I like to engage in conversation with people who actually have done it or in the process of doing it. As far as business wise, I may not know everything. You may not know everything, but we are learning from each other, piggybacking, and that's how we build relations. And this is for everybody who's listening. If you have came across anybody in their lives and you like what they are bringing to the table, if you want to do a live with them, reach out to them because you never know who can help you as well as you can help them. And then that's how you build something, together. And I built some relations with people out like on this app from this app, and we're cool to this day and been rocking with each other from the beginning. And I supported them individually somehow in their business knowledge, as well, feedback, and it's very important. Let's grow together because everybody come in your life for a season and for a reason, and
I like
it's
that.
awesome.
I like that.
Yeah. And then sometimes we try to think like, why did they come in my life? We still figuring that out. But it's a purpose for everything I say.
Oh my God, I couldn't agree more. And man, I had something I was gonna say, but then you got me with that. Everybody comes into your life for a season or a reason, a season and a reason. Like, man, that was powerful. I'm trying to save that right now because that was a dope quote. That was powerful mojo right there. Thank you for sharing that. But yeah, I mean, what you said, absolutely. Deep conversations about things that can help people. I mean, and no shots fired at anybody. Whatever. It's like the radio, right? There's a million stations. There's something for everybody. But yeah, I like to talk about things that I can either learn from or that I got a little bit of knowledge about, right? So now I know what I was going to say. So I got a little bit of knowledge about some things, but then I don't know anything about crypto, right? And so I'm going to pick your brain on the DM about that. I want to. Maybe, who knows? Maybe I'll buy a little Bitcoin. I'm not. So I didn't mean to sound like I was talking down about it because the first thing I said, and then I'll reinforce is I don't know anything about it, so I'm ignorant.
Yeah.
But I want to learn.
Yeah, and I don't know everything about crypto. I'm still learning as I'm growing with it, and it's crazy that that person brought that up because someone that I know of, I don't never met the person, but you know how we build these relationships. So I know of her for over a year, and I've known that she's been into forex and stocks and trading. I've known that that's something she does. And you watch people from a distance, and it's interesting. At I don't know, it was in the morning. She actually created a group, and she actually tagged me. Well, invited me to join that group. I was the third person she actually invited. And I was honored because I've always been saying I want to learn how to actually trade, stocks more, like actually trade instead of investing. It's a difference. Investing, trading stocks and forex and in crypto. So timing is everything. When you build those relationships, it's who you know and not what you know at times.
Straight up.
And those relationships I don't take for granted because those people could take me to the next level in my life journey, even if you don't know what it is. You're figuring it out, as you grow. And because people say, "Oh, I don't know my purpose." Well, you know what? It's okay because a lot of people that's older than you don't know it still, and people sometimes die and don't know it. But
that's it.
I do appreciate those relationships, and I'm not going to take for granted. I'm going to actually execute it by taking advantage of what I have in front of me because people are paying money. Like you said, you was like, you're in charge of other people. See, people are paying money if those don't have those relationships built, with those individuals. So
that's it.
So, yeah.
That's it. Co-promotion, networking, and learning from everybody around you. Hell yeah.
Yes. So, and another thing, I hope you have a wonderful Monday. I'm not sure, if you have plans today. If you're gonna be you have any lines coming up?
Not for a little bit. I think I'm doing another one at like 5 and then another one at 8. So I get to chill for a little bit. I'm gonna get outside, stretch my body a little bit, maybe take care of some housework and stuff, take care of the have-tos,
Okay.
But I think we're gonna get some rain, so I'm gonna get outside and move around a little bit first. What about yourself? What do you get going on the rest of the day?
I have a few things going on. I have to I have to doing taxes and
Ooh, that's right.
yeah, well, I have someone that actually was in the hiring for this someone, but when he said $600 to do my taxes, I was like weird because I'm not paying $600. That's my stimulus check I didn't get yet. Okay,
Yeah,
so
hell no.
but you know
I've never
what?
600.
Yeah, so I reached out to someone. So before this live, he called me and everything. And I reached out to someone else in the midst over the weekend who I want to actually know how much it's going to cost. And just,
nice.
I'm not paying $600. That's period. That's on period, that, like they say. But
yeah, no, that seems
and then also,
way high to me.
And also, I'm going to actually do some, make some business moves out here. And yeah, just get ready for my next trip that I'm taking as well. That's coming around the corner. And no, I'm not saying where. It'll be a surprise if you follow me on Instagram. I don't actually produce everything that I'm doing in life, but I may show where I'm going. So,
Stay posted.
You already know. So, and another thing,
awesome.
I like your name because we all say "and another thing" all the time. So shout out to Dave. I appreciate you wanting to do this live with me, and I'm not sure what else you want to say for closing, so we could get off and handle business.
I think that's good. Much love, much appreciated, and you have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you.
Take care.
Take care.
All right, thanks for tuning into another episode and another thing with Dave. Please follow, subscribe, and share. I'm on all social media and another thing with Dave. And keep seeking the truth.